junkguysdfw.net. What's up, guys? It is Sunday here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, July 10th, 2022. Questions have been, so many questions about the economy has came over me in the last few days, and I figure I'd do a video out of it, so that's what I want to talk about. And let's just get into it and see if we can get a good response from this, guys. I'll end that music really fast. But I did start my business in around 2004. I was doing junk removal around 2003, around those days. There's been 3 downturns in my business that I've been a part of. U.S. economic downturns. The U.S. economy, where it's had problems in decrease. So, but overall, believe it or not, that the U.S. economy has had over 11 recessions since 1948. In other words, the U.S. market hasn't been that great in those 11 times, okay? And I want you to kind of think about it. These are periods of economic, even though the economy, we were expanding then, it still was hard times for the U.S. economy during those 11 recessions since 1948. The longest it's ever lasted, well, actually, recessions only average about 11, 12 months, almost a year, okay? And the Great Recession, actually in 2007, lasted 18 months, okay? But on an average, they last around 11 or 12 months. So I just want you to realize the worst economic downturn in American history was of course, called the Great Depression way in the back. So it really does matter of that, and it lasted a matter of years. You know, when I started my business in 2004, there was a lot of bad stuff going on with the U.S. economy, and I was able to survive those times. And I want to talk about that because I think it's really important. As being a small business owner, starting for the first time, I didn't know what was going on. I did have another business that took a really bad downturn. I owned some shoe stores back in the day, and I want to tell you that one of the main reasons I closed those stores was because of the downturn in the economy. There was a dot-com bubble burst, and of course the September 11th, 2001 September 11 bombings in New York City, and that really hurt the economy incredibly, and that one lasted for a long time, because as soon as that happened, then you saw the economic crisis, you saw the housings, a lot of people losing their houses. It was just a bad time. And, you know, I'm not going to give you a lot of statistics and anything like, but I can just remember that people weren't buying things. It was really slow times, and it caused me to close some of my stores down too. We survived with only one store for a long time until a subsequent divorce that I had with my first wife. But overall, I've survived it, and I even started my junk removal business in 2004, and that's what helped me grow to what I am now. Okay, then around 2007 and 2000. It lasted around 2007, 2009. You call it the Great Recession, and Great Recession was the downturn in the housing market. It was a big deal. It was a really horrible thing. A lot of people started losing their houses, started to default. There was a lot of evictions, a lot of foreclosures, and even then, my business survived. So it was kind of weird, and it was something I was really scared of. You know what I mean? It was something that I saw coming, and I was like, man, is my business going to survive? Well, listen, I survived the dot-com burst in 2004, and you know, the September 11 attacks. I survived that. Why couldn't I survive this? And that's how I looked at it. You know what I mean? I was going, man, this housing market is awful. And it was 2007. It lasted around 2009. I remember that. So there was a lot of housing, there was a lot of subprime mortgages, a lot of bad stuff going on, people doing a lot of shady stuff in the banking industry that caused that. Then the third time was, of course, COVID. In 2019, COVID 2020. But look how long it's lasted. We're in 2022, and it started in 2019 to 2020 to 21 to 22. Come on, man, 4 years, and we are still feeling the result of a downturn in the economy because of it. Because COVID devastated so many small businesses, so many business owners, so many huge companies. It came across the board where, look at like semiconductor businesses, car companies. Everybody was affected. Okay, so before that, you have to realize that when I saw the COVID coming up, and I was just thinking to myself, am I prepared for this? Is my business prepared to try to outlast another downturn in the economy? I was thinking, should I expand? And well, anyway, I'm going to get into that in just a second. When I saw that I survived the September 11 attacks, the dot-com burst back then, and then I realized that I survived the housing market crisis in 2007 to 2009, the Great Recession, and then I survived COVID-19. When I saw COVID come in, I was like, man, we're going to be good. So, I started realizing, man, we're going to, and I did a video about that. In 2019, I did a video. 2020, I did a video going, this is going to be a high percentage good for junk removal. And I predicted that. I said, this is going to be good for us. And it worked. The recession is going to be somewhat just like COVID-19, okay? And do I see it? Yes, I see it coming. I saw it coming when the last time the housing market hit. This was when my business was really prime. It looked frothy really back in the day, like 2005 to like 2007. Then home values crashed with disastrous consequences. This is when the real estate bubble really burst and the global economy just plunged to the deepest downturn since the Great Depression. And I'm going to tell you something. Now that the housing market boom is threatened by soaring mortgage rates and a potential rumor of a recession, buyers and homeowners are asking the same question. Is the housing market and a recession about to crash? Is it going to happen? And this is what I wanted to do this video. I'm hoping this video helps out a lot of small business owners, even a lot of veteran business owners. If it's one thing that I like to do is read the news. I'm always reading the news. I'm always on YouTube looking up stuff, and I'm always, and my wife just sits there next to me when I'm watching CNN or U.S. economy, something about it. I love doing it. I don't know why. I'm a nerd when it comes to that. But in a junk removal downturn recession, you have to be ready. If you want your business to succeed, to take those steps and to survive in this junk removal industry, you're going to have to adjust your strategy and carefully outline your junk removal priorities. Okay, so I made a list of 5 priorities. I wrote them down right before I did this video, and this is 5 things that I would really consider. Is it something I should be doing? Well, is it something that is good for my business? Is this going to help excel my business, or do I need to be a little careful? So I want to get into this. One of the biggest deals when the economy took a turn for me right before COVID, I started thinking, should I purchase more equipment? That was a big deal to me. Am I able to purchase more equipment, or should I save my money for this downturn in the economy? Is that something I need to do? Should I purchase more equipment? Do I need another trailer? Because there's going to be more evictions, more foreclosures, stuff like that. Should I save my money or purchase new equipment? And that's a decision that a small business owner should know and should think about really, really hard. Is this a time that you should go out and get another trailer, another truck, more carts, even trash, and it's going down to the smallest things such as trash cans, repairing your trailers, repairing your trucks, new tires, a new bed, should I put 4-foot walls? Should I spend that money? That is a decision that you need to make when and if the recession hits this year. Number 2, calculate when the market is about to go, and this is, I'm sorry, I rephrased that wrong. Know when you're going to market your business and spend your money. If you've watched my videos in the past, you know I don't spend any money on marketing. I don't spend anything on Google Ads, HomeAdvisor, the other guys, TripAdvisor, Thumbtack and them. I just don't spend any money on them. Zero. I don't even have business cards. I think everybody knows that. But you need to know when you're going to market and spend money. And I keep on seeing so many other people talking about when the economy crashes, spend more money on marketing. Why? If nobody's spending money, why would you do something silly like that? People are going to give you this idea. Use common sense. If nobody is buying things, don't spend money on marketing. If your wife and you are not deciding to upgrade your Amazon account to a Prime account because you don't have any money, don't do it. It's common sense. You don't have the money to do it. That's how the normal consumer is. He will realize, and this is just common sense, he will realize that he doesn't have that money to spend, so he won't purchase it. That's what happens when there's a recession or a depression, okay? Why would you market to that person anyway when they're just going to see your ad and they're not going to spend money anyway? That is number 2. Number 3, my business is growing during this recession. I'm doing really good. Is it a good time to expand my business? Is that a good idea? Is that a step that I need to take for the future of my business? And if it is, am I going to spend money buying new equipment? Am I going to market that new equipment and spend more money? See, it leads all into that. So is expanding a good business idea for my business? That is something that new or even veteran people should really be looking at this video and going, he's making some kind of sense. He's making some kind of sense somewhere, somehow. So if you think you know more than me, just listen to this video and think about what I'm saying. During a recession, if my business is going really, really great and I'm making a lot of money, should I expand my business? Is that a good idea? Or am I making good money with the stuff I have now? How long? Let's say you expand and you buy 5 more trucks or 2 more trailers, whatever. Let's just say that. You buy 5 trucks and 5 more trailers and you're doing a lot of good, and then the recession ends and business goes back to normal. You're going to be stuck with a lot of equipment. Is it a good idea to expand your business, and are other people doing it? Okay. Number 4, what is your priority? What's going to be your priority? Is it taking that financial priority to your business or to your family? That's a big deal. That's a really big one. So I want you to think about that. Am I going to be expanding my business, marketing to help my business? Is that my priority, or is my family more priority? In other words, spending more money in groceries, electricity. Should I watch out for all that? Because everybody knows that when you're making money in junk removal, you not only have to pay your insurance on your truck, but you got to pay your insurance in your house. You got to pay that mortgage. You got to pay that electric at your house. I mean, you don't live in your truck. You and your wife or your family and your kids don't live in the back of your junk removal truck. You have other bills. What's going to be my priority? Investing in my family or investing in my business? So that's a big thing you need to think about. Now, these things, I lay them out there as something that you need to realize if the recession happens. Okay? Number 5, what are you going to do about your employees? Should I hire more employees if I'm expanding? Or should I keep the employees I have with employment? And if I do employ these employees, what do? I'm going to tell you something that you need to do. Make them do different things that they weren't doing in the past. For instance, helping you out, advertise. There's a lot of things you can do. Hand out business cards, signs on the side of the road, signs and door handles, talking to people, donut shops, putting your card up there. So many things, talking to apartment complexes, sending out emails, updating your social media, your Facebook, your Tumblr, your WordPress, your e-blog. They can get on their phones and do your Google My Business account. They can update all those things for you. What are your employees going to do? How are they going to help you survive this recession? Are they going to be a part of your team, or are they going to help you drown? You got to think about those 5 things I just talked about, okay? Now, I want to get into something else. What opportunities, if the recession does happen, I am thinking, and this is for me, I'm going to say this really loud, this is for me. What happened the last time? So in 2007 and 2009, we had the Great Recession, was like the mortgage subprime and the housing crisis. It was a big deal. It was a big deal. And I said, man, people aren't going to be spending money. But then they weren't. People weren't spending money. But I'll tell you who were spending money. Investors, commercial real estate, realtors, banks, apartments. Why? Well, all of these that I just named are run by big banks, big companies. There was a lot of foreclosure cleanouts. A lot of people couldn't afford the houses that were with those subprime mortgages, so they got foreclosed on. We had a lot of foreclosures. I built my business during 2007 and 2009. It was a big deal for me. It helped me excel my business, and I expanded my business back then. It was a part of my business that I will always remember and be appreciative for. Is it bad to help people get foreclosed on and get their stuff and put it on the corner of the street or evicted or whatever? Yes. I want to talk about evictions just a second. Foreclosures is when a person can't afford their house, so they just ditch the house. Okay? It was a big part of my business. But then I'll tell you something else. With the failure of homes, failure of businesses happened to small business owners, such as even Subway entrepreneurs that owned a Subway shop. They felt the downturn, and there was a lot of commercial cleanouts. So commercial cleanouts was the second part of my business during those years of the Great Recession. There was, not only were the housing market crisis happening at the time, there was small businesses shutting down left and right. Not as bad as COVID, but it was almost there. I can remember this. Okay. One of the biggest things were evictions. I cannot tell you how I grew my business on evictions. Does the recession cause evictions? Yes, it does. Having a recession in the economy, in the U.S. economy, is a huge deal, and it is a cause for more evictions in the United States. You can see my video. I've done many, I don't know, maybe 100 evictions. I've made good money off the evictions. It's a big part of my business. I make more off evictions than I do foreclosures, I'll tell you that much. But the evictions were caused because subprime mortgages back in 2007, 2009. A lot of people couldn't afford their houses. They stayed in their house. Sheriffs came in and evicted them. Most of the evictions that I do are not filmed. So I want to tell you and express to you that if there is a recession coming up, you're going to see a huge part of your business being evictions. Evictions are caused due to people losing jobs, the economic downturn, bad business ideas, just anything. Evictions, okay? Recession causes evictions. And people are going to say, oh no, yes it does. I did it. I survived it back in 2004 and in 2007 and 2009 when it was going for those years. And COVID, during COVID, you cannot tell me there was people getting evicted. People lost their jobs. People that were working like in big places. Let's just say the Apple store. You were a general manager at they had a downturn. Why? Because they were forced to close. Apple did not stay open. They did big job cuts. Microsoft did too. Even the huge companies. I'm just taking companies you know of. Okay? That person lost their job. Then the wife lost their job. And then they got evicted from their home. And it was called an eviction. See what I mean? They didn't have jobs. So then the government stepped in and did all the COVID-19 disaster-related EIDL loans, PPL loans, all that good stuff to help it out. With that, it helped my business grow. Will it help you? That's another thing. All right. Another one is light demo. During these times, I remember this, I did a lot of light demo because a lot of people were starting businesses during the recession. People will start businesses because people have more money than other people. So they take advantage of a lost cause. For instance, like if there was a business that closed down the kitchen was still in there, or something like a restaurant or something. They'd have the kitchen in there. They would close down because they didn't have that money. But a rich person would go and invest money and build a better restaurant or a better idea, concept or something. So there was a lot of light demo. There was a lot of people leaving. They would leave a lot of stuff behind. And then a new person would come in, and then they'd want to redo and fix up the place, and they tore everything down. Okay. There was a lot of light demo jobs. Not as many as evictions or foreclosures, but there was a lot of light demo work. Cabinetry, stuff like that. Just smallest thing that you would never think of. Okay? Additionally, I want to say this too. Don't forget that if there is a downturn in the economy, continue to get the word out on your business, especially when work slows down. And instead of sitting at home worrying about your business failing, and especially getting on Facebook and the Facebook groups and announcing to everybody that you just got evicted, or that you're getting foreclosed on, or that your truck and trailer got repoed or something like that, work harder. Get on the internet and work on your websites. Work on your social media. Work on getting the word out there that you actually own a business. A lot of people just, you're so seduced by these ad things and these leads that you're caught up in this web of like, I'm paying them, I have to pay them because I'm caught up in this web of deception, right? And my bank is rotating. I never have enough money for all this stuff. And I know a lot of people are going to go, oh yeah, I know what that means. Okay. It's weird that people can do that and not realize they're not making any money, but you're doing a lot of jobs. And instead of doing and sitting there and moping around and feeling sorry for yourself, motivate yourself to work on online presence, okay? Online content, online, anything you want online. Social media is a big deal. A big part of my business is my website. I don't advertise, so a lot of people call me on my website, my Google My Business, and then third is probably my social media, and then fourth is probably my YouTube channel. So that's how it goes down the line. That's how people call me most of the time. Now, instead of pinching all your employees' hours, keep them occupied. Make them do things like advertise for you, help you out. Help you fix things that you would have to learn how to change an alternator on your truck. How about that? YouTube, it's all over YouTube, okay? So be sure that you're always doing something so you're keeping your lights on your business and you're going in the right direction. You're actually doing the things that will help you grow your business and ultimately survive this recession that a lot of people are talking about, okay? A lot of people are covering it. So I want to read some of these comments here. Alex Savala, hey, what's up, man? I'm sorry, guys. I was reading some of my notes and stuff, so I wasn't really looking. I will be at JunkCon 2022, and I think it's all worth it. Okay, guys? Anthony Reed, what's up, guys? If you want to ask me a question about what I think about this recession coming up or business ideas, I think this is a good time to do it. Because I'm going to stay online just for a few more minutes. But I think if you have any good, questions that you want to ask me, I read about this stuff all the time, guys. This is all like I'm such a nerd about it. I'm always reading stuff and looking at videos, and I'm always on the news hearing stuff like this, okay? Speedy Junkerable says, not worried about the recession. This is a time to grow even bigger while competitors slowly drop. Target commercial accounts now, and then you'll be fine. Great thing. I'll read another quote. Anthony Rod says, staying small and nimble, no overhead, everything paid off. I've always talked about you. I've always talked about that, Anthony. This is really good. Junk DFW, have them mow my yard. He did one in Mallet. Yeah, Justin Hunt says, go hard. Hey, guys, the great thing is that we're all positive about this. There are going to be companies that close down, okay? I do predict that there will be junk removal companies that close down during this recession. Why? Because they're not doing good now, and then the recession's going to hit, they're going to do worse. Okay? That's how it works, and that's just common sense. That's how the world works, okay? You're not doing that great now. You probably won't do good when the recession hits. Yeah, that makes a little sense, guys. Okay? So I just want to want you to expect that, and be sure that I've announced this in the video when it does happen, okay? You know, a lot of people always are contacting me, asking me, Ricardo, you know, your YouTube channel, you do all these videos to help out people. Well, this is one of those videos that I'm putting out there. Just consider the most obvious things that can happen in the economy are probably going to. You see a lot of people talking about a recession is coming up. You hear a lot of rumors and stuff like that, and it's weird because we're like handled by the media. And I want you to think about this. If channel 4, 5, 8, and 11, all the newscast people, okay, and I want you to think about this hard. And then the Dallas Morning News and the Fort Worth Star Telegraph, they announce a recession. The country is in a recession. Slow down what you're doing. Save your money. They announce this on the newspaper, and then you hear, you know, the newscasters. They say, guys, the best thing to do during this recession is save your money. You know what happens? Mentally, a person looks at all this media. They see the newspaper, they see the newscast, and then they Google recession, and it says on the recession, some financial advisor says, save your money. Do what you can to survive. You know what happens mentally, psychologically? You start saving your money. Okay, I'm going to put this to a test, okay? If there was a flood outside and there's 2 feet of water, and the newspaper and the newscast says there are gators in the water, and the water's brown, right? And the water's brown. Just imagine, the newspaper says gators in the water. Gators in everybody's water. If you have 2 feet of water, of course there's 2 feet, 3 feet, whatever, and there's gators in the water, alligators in the water. Don't go in the water. You know what happens? We don't go in the water. Why? Because the Fort Worth Star Telegram tell us, and Dallas Morning News tell us, and everybody. But we all know there's not a lot of gators in Texas. There's not a gators in Texas. Now, there are some, but they're not going to be in your backyard. It's just not going to happen. But if they told you, don't open the sliding glass door, a 10-foot gator, or a 15-foot gator will go inside. You know what? You start believing that crap. You start to. Why? Because they told you, and they are the media. So be careful, okay? This is what people happen mentally. We know we're not going to get 2 feet of water. We know that. Second thing, we know there's not going to be a gator in the backyard. We got like snakes instead of snakes. Or, you know, that's what happens. So I want you to realize, but if the media tells us that we're in a recession, you know what happens? We're in a recession. And this happens to the lovely housewife and her husband. Honey, don't go spending money. You know, don't do this. Don't do that, okay? And we stop spending money. So, anyway, I just want you to consider that, okay? Think about what I'm saying, because it's just common sense, okay? JunkDFW says, I'm more of a cheapskate than you. Well, I'm pretty cheap, man. I'm pretty cheap. You know, when it comes to, like, going out to dinner, I'm good, and buying stuff for my wife, I'm really good at that. But when it comes to my business, I tighten stuff up so bad. I'm all about the number, because the number doesn't lie, guys, okay? I'm all about, like, putting air in my tires for better gas mileage, being sure that my tank is halfway full or almost to E when I go to the landfill, so I won't get charged for the extra weight. I do some silly shit, you know? And that's a part about running your business, you know? I think... I will tell you one, and I'm going to do a video about it. I'm going to do a video about this, and the number one key to saving money in business, and I'm going to say this, okay? The number one key, as I've been doing this for the last 15 years. I've been doing this 15 years. Isn't that ridiculous? That's 15 years. I've noticed one thing that has really made money for me, and I'm going to get right to it, okay? Something that has worked for me, that it took me almost 10 years to realize, put it that way, that it really has made me put money in my pocket, like actual money, like money. Let me save money. Let me enjoy my life with money. The one thing, okay? And I talk about this in videos all the time, and nobody ever catches it. and I want to do a video about this. And that is, you know what? I'm going to let y'all, if you want to take a guess what it is, go ahead and put it in the messages, okay? I want everybody to take a guess. What's one thing that they have done different in their business or do every day in their business that really makes a difference on how your business grows, how your business saves money, how your business is going to expand, the future of your business. Name one thing that makes a difference from me to most everybody on this chat, okay? And one thing that I really work on really hard on what to do. And I concentrate on this idea on a daily basis. I'm always thinking about it. Okay, that's a good one. Junk DFW says don't spend a lot of money. Okay, I already do that. But that's a good one. That's not it. Slave labor. This guy. Yeah, that's saving money too, brother. But just the way you say it, yeah. Griffin Perry says not financing 75,000 trucks. LOL. Hey, Griffin, a lot of people do that. You'd be surprised what people do. They go out and they finance a $10,000 or $15,000 trailer, and I'm like, what? And then I turn around and say, hey, how about your truck? He goes, oh, it's a 2007. It's got 150,000 miles. It's financed for 40 grand. I'm like, what? Dude, so I trust me, Griffin, I understand that. One thing that I do that makes a huge difference in my business is this. The word is efficiency. I move from truck to trailer, from trailer to truck, from job to job, from landfill to truck to trailer, from home, from trailer to truck to landfill. So quick that I'm always efficient. And that makes my job faster, more efficient, and I make more money doing it. I'm not burning as much as fuel. I'm not burning that much time. How do I manage to do 9 jobs by myself or 12 jobs in one day? I pick my vehicles strictly. I'm efficient with my vehicles. Which vehicles am I going to use? I have an assortment of vehicles attached to trailers. You know, I want to explain what efficiency is. Efficiency is when you wake up in the morning and your schedule on your phone is set. I'm efficient with that. I'm efficient when I go to the restroom and I update my Google My Business and all my social media and my YouTube channels. I'm efficient. So there's efficiency right off the morning. So in the morning when I wake up, I'm already ahead of Junk DFW. I've done my social media for the day. Okay, I'm efficiency how I get from Fort Worth to Dallas because I take the train, which is 49 minutes. It's faster for me to get from Fort Worth to Dallas. I save money on fuel. I save money on insurance. I save money on so many things. Time. When I get to my site, let me tell you what I do. When I get to my property, the headquarters in Dallas, I go in and I know I have 3 refrigerator removals. Which vehicle am I going to use? I'm going to use the F-350 gas truck. It's faster and I don't have to hook up a trailer for it. Ha! So I do knock those out really quick. I come back, I leave those in the truck, and I switch over to a bigger vehicle, the F-550. Why? Because I'm going to go do a hot tub. And then I'm going to be efficient by calling TNT, my son, Jamond, or somebody to meet me at that hot tub at the exact time at 12 o'clock. So when I go there, I can give them $100 for helping me out, and I will make $200 off a hot tub that fits in the back of my F-550. And my F-550 will be full at that time. Then I'll drive that back to the site, jump off of that, get in my box truck, and go do the 3 or 4 garage cleanouts. And by the time you know it, I've done 9 jobs. There is so much efficiency in my job that it keeps me busy, time-saving, and it keeps me away from the landfill where I'm saving a lot of money. And yes, I do save a lot of money, and I even burn trash. You know, I want to tell you something. And this is crazy. I brought my box truck. I think it was Wednesday of this week. I brought it. And I had to sort it out in my box truck. All the trash was in the back. The recycling was to the left, and everything that I sell was to the right. Okay. I pulled up the truck. And when I pulled up, my son was on the property. I said, Maddie, I want you to take all the recycling out of this truck, throw it down. First of all, I said, Maddie, my truck was full. I'm just going to tell you, it was packed. It was my box truck. It was a 16-foot box truck. It was totally full. But I want to tell you how efficient I am. When I park the truck, I jump out of the truck. I'm walking. I tell the resale manager, hey, there's stuff to sell in my trailer. Get it out. I need that truck. In about 2 hours, I'm going to be back. I tell Maddie. Maddie's like, what do I do, Dad? I said, son, I want you to take all the recycle, put it in the recycle, all the recycling where we put it in the recycling location where we put it. Take it all out of my truck. I need that truck in about 2 hours. I jump in my F-350 and I go off and pick up some trash. It was a freezer and a treadmill. When I come back, that trailer was about 35% full. It was maxed out when I dropped it off on the property. What happened? There was efficiency there. There was a huge deal of efficiency. I don't have to go to landfill. The weight of driving around with all that weight on it is going to give me lower gas mileage. I'm now going to make money off the recycling and off the reselling end of that stuff. It was trash. It's all trash. It's always been trash. But realize what I've done. I'm making money off the recycling. I'm making money off the reselling. And how do I do that? Anything I resell is trash. Anything that I recycle is trash. And I make half of that and half of this. So I tell my son to load up the flatbed, put all the recycling in the flatbed, and he goes and recycles for $270. I made money off of that. I made $135. My sister sells all that stuff that's in the truck, and she sells it for $400. I make $200 there. So with 70% of my trailer unloaded, I still made an additional few $100, and I have almost an empty trailer. I have 70% of a trailer that I need to fill. That is considered efficiency. And I came back with 2 refrigerators and a treadmill, and I dropped it off in the recycling, so there's more money. So you have to be efficiency in what you do, and that's one thing that I do really, really good. I'm always efficient. I'm always moving, and I jump out from one truck. I'm jumping into another truck, and I'm moving quick. I'm going to look at some of the questions. And I do burn trash too, by the way. JunkDFW, smartass. All right, Josh Pitts, I can only do 3 loads per day due to this distance from the dump. And Josh, you are absolutely right. Oh my God, that used to be a problem for me in the pack. When I was in Frisco, I had to drive all the way to Dallas. But I ditched my Frisco location and moved to Dallas just because of that. Being close, you want to save some money. Here's another secret. If you want to save some money in junk removal, live next to the landfill. Get a headquarters near the landfill, and it will make a huge difference. You'll see that. You'll see that. We can't burn in California more due to wilderness. Oh yeah, just 5 in one day. The most I did 5 in one day. Well, Justin, on the slow days that I have, I'm usually doing about 4 or 5 jobs. On the busy days, I'm doing from 5 to 10. And on the ridiculous days, like the other day, I had like 14, 15 jobs. So I only did like 9. I subcontracted 3 to my son and then gave away 2 other ones. And dude, so many people helped me out. So I'm glad that I can work by myself. I'm also glad that I don't have employees to have to deal with my trucks. And they don't care about trucks. They don't care about anything. They don't care about tires. They don't care about engines. They don't care about that stuff. They don't care about getting tickets and stuff. They don't care about that. They only care about making money, finishing off. They're going from 9 to 5 p.m. and getting off. That's all they care about. Employees are just like that. Business owners are going to treat their business totally different. So I just want to tell you that sometimes when I'm moving so fast from truck to truck, that I'm able to be more efficient with my business and actually make a lot more money. A lot more. That's a big point. What's your plan when you're at an age that you can't be? Oh, that's great. Oh man, Griffin, great question. And I've planned that out, actually. I think about that all the time. So I'm at the age of 46 right now. 47? No, I'm 46 years old. Okay, thanks, Mom. I heard you. Excuse me, guys. I'm 47 years old. So I want to work I'm 46. I'm going to be 47. Thank you, honey. I'm 46 years old, so I'm going to be 47. And it's a great question, Griffin. So I plan to work another 10 years. I do want to work until I'm 57. And at that time, I'm going to just start subcontracting a lot of jobs. I'm going to work a lot on my classes that I have. And I'm going to go and really see if people will hire me to be a consultant on the junk removal businesses. There's so many things that I have. Of course, just imagine, I want you to imagine this, Griffin. In the next 10 years, how many more videos am I going to put out, right? I average about 35 videos a month. So that's almost one a day. And then some days I do 3. But I'm always doing more than 7 in a week. So I want you to imagine this. I have 2,570 videos as we're talking right now. With this one, be 71 or something. Or maybe it's 69 right now. 2,569 videos. This will be number 70. I want you to think about what I just said. Imagine in 10 more years, am I going to have 5,000 videos? Am I going to have 1,500 more? So me putting that information out there is going to help other people. And there's going to be so many opportunities, Griffin, for me to make money off my videos, for me to make money off my tutorial videos, and for me to be a consultant for other businesses or even junk removal businesses that have always looked at me to grow and help to excel their business. So I plan to do that. I do want to do this for another 10 years. Okay. So, and Griffin, this is a great question. I'm going to get into this question really great. The question was asked by Griffin Perriott. He says, what's your plan when you're at an age you can't be on the truck? I'm going to tell you something. There are 4 things that will help you live to the age of 90. 4 primary things. 4 things. These are the 4 main factors that they asked over 16,000 old-ass people. And this is a proven, this is a statistic. I want you to think about this, okay? 4 of them. Number 1 is don't smoke. You'll live longer if you don't smoke, okay? That's like a given. Everybody knows that. Number 2 was really surprising, okay? Number 2 was really surprising, okay? Drinking. Drinking moderate wine or alcohol or a margarita, it didn't really matter what kind of alcohol or drink. As long as you drink it like once a week or every 3 days or something, you will live longer. I don't know why. Number 3, staying active. Staying active was number 3. I want to stay active as long as I can doing junk removal. Number 4, exercising. You know what I'm really good at? The first 3. I don't drink. So I think I'm going to be a fine Perriott. I think I'm going to go and excel, and hopefully I live to be 90, but I don't want to stop working. I want to work even after I stop doing junk removal. I'm going to be out there doing something. I just won't be doing 5 or 10 jobs a day, brother. I'm not going to be doing, maybe I'll go cut up a hot tub when I'm 65 and help out my son when he's grown and he's 40 or something. Maybe I'll do that, but I'm not going to be picking up loads. You know, I'll walk stuff to the truck and probably push a cart or something like with trash in, but I'm not going to be doing hard labor like I am now. I love doing hard labor right now. It's just a part of my body, man. It's part of my blood that my father gave me. My father was one of the hardest workers I ever met, and he gave me that blood, and now it's in my body to just work and stop being lazy. That's a huge part of who I am as a person, as a worker and a business owner that I am. And this is why I put this information out there. And you should see, oh my God. Sometimes, Griffin, I'm out there and I'm killing myself. I really am. In this 106 degree temperature, I'm killing myself. I don't think you realize how hot it is out here, but I think JunkDFW, the local guys, they know how hot it is out here in Texas. And I'm out there going, dude, why am I doing this? I don't need this money. I don't need this. I have money saved. I can do other things. But I love doing it, and it's hard labor, and it keeps me busy. I want to live past 90 years old. Isn't that weird? Yeah. And I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you so much. You know, I do... I've been working with the 5 mentors in this business. I picked out 5 companies that I've been working with, and I contact them once every 2 weeks, once a week. But I give everybody things to do. And Bison Dump Removal, Randall Compton, Mojo Hauling, Lightning Waste Removal, and ER Junk Removal. And we're trying to grow the businesses and do the no marketing, SEO marketing. It's been working. And you're going to meet these people. If you go to JunkCon 2022, they're going to be there. They're going to be part of it. They're going to tell about the journey that I've helped them out and how my methods has helped their business and how eventually, over time, most of this SEO techniques work. I like to help out people like that. I like to help out competitors in my business to even grow their business. I believe spending money on ads and leads is just ridiculous. I don't know how you could do it, man. I don't know how people can go and do a hot tub removal and the lead is like $46 and they're only getting paid $250 or $300 for it. And then what happens to like cost of employee, time, efficiency? What happens to all that stuff? It's like the door, because about 20% of it's going to another company that didn't even exist. They're not even there helping you out. So I don't understand how that works. And I get asked this question, what kind of Google ad? I don't. I want to express to you that I don't have business cards. I don't have flyers. Is it really important for you to put logos on your trailer? I don't have much logos on my trailer. Two of my trailers have logos on the other ones. I don't care. It's not important to me. It doesn't. The phone rings. The phone will always ring. Okay. In my type of business, the phone always rings for me. Okay. I have a lot of customers. I have a lot of reoccurring customers. I have a lot of commercial contracts. I deal with a lot of people on a daily basis to my business that it helps me enhance and grow and expand my business. Okay. Getting to the top priority of this video was why recessions cause evictions. And if we have a recession, will it cause evictions? Yes, it will. But be prepared to grow your business, expand your business, or adjust your business to what's going on. Okay. In the economic crisis. Paul Anderson. Hey, Paul. What if you're 65 and just getting, man, what's wrong with that, Paul? I don't see anything wrong with that. Dude, I parade you, brother. Listen, man, this study, Paul, and I don't want to give you a lot of details. This study about these 90 people, that 90 plus, two of them were still working. One of them was like a Uber driver, or not an Uber driver, the guys that deliver food, and he was getting out of his car and walking. He was like 92 years old, and I'm like, dude, this guy still works. He's 92 years old. You're telling me, Paul, that this guy who's 92 is in better shape than you are and he's still working? Paul Anderson, let me tell you something. If you're 65 and just wanting to start in this business, what's wrong with that? I'm just choosing that at 10 years from right now that I want to do something else. If it doesn't happen, I'm still going to do it. I didn't say that I'm going to hit the lottery and get rich and stuff, but there's so many opportunities that always fall on my plate on a like monthly basis that I look at and I'm like, hey, I'm still working on junk removal. I'm not ready to do that. You know what I mean? So Paul, I don't see no reason. I mean, if you're in good shape and you stay decent, this business will keep you in mobility shape. I will tell you this much. It's weird. It's weird that this business can do that. It will keep you moving. It will keep your bones. You know, it's so weird, Paul. I was injured. I've been injured for about almost a month now, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. I didn't injure myself during junk removal. I was playing volleyball on my volleyball team, and during a playoff game, I tore my labrum right here. So I have a torn labrum that I'm going to get stem cell, whatever, in the next few weeks. I'm just waiting for the price to drop, which is not going to happen. My wife says that, whatever. And I'm still working. With this pain, I'm still working. But I have to be moving. I'm a big guy. I have to move all the time. So, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with 65, dude. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's a good age to just keep on moving. My dad was still working. Before my father passed away at the young age of 73, he was doing junk removal with me. We would do hot tubs together. We would go cut up hot tubs. So my dad ended up getting, like in March of I don't know, 7 years ago, my dad passed away. My dad got 4-stage cancer. He was 73 years old, and he passed away a few months later after he was diagnosed, like in March. So he passed away like 3 months later. I don't know. I don't remember. But my dad was, at the age of 72 to 73, he always worked with me at least twice a week. And it was just for me to save money, I guess. He had one thing. I didn't pay him. That was one thing. But at 12 o'clock, I had to feed him. And that was the worst thing ever. So I couldn't schedule anything from like 12 to 1. It was the worst. But he was a free employee, and I always had to take him to a damn buffet. My dad moved like he was, I don't know, like I remember my father was moving, Paul, and he was 72, 73, and even after he was diagnosed with cancer, they told him not to go to work, and he would sneak out the back door, and I'd meet him on the other side of the fence, and he'd get in my truck and go to work with me, and I was just like, dude, this is what my dad loves to do. He just loves to work. So if that doesn't tell you something, 65 to 72, that's what, you still got, what, 7 years, something like that? And if you don't get cancer, I guess you're fine. Because my dad was moving fine. He was moving stuff to the truck. He was picking up refrigerators and stuff like that and stuff. And he was a small guy. He was about 5'9", something like that. Buck 80, 85, something like that. He was a small guy. But he was still being able to move stuff with dollies and stuff. And he wouldn't bother me. We'd get to a house, and he'd go inside the house and clean it, with me. And I'd be doing downstairs, he'd be doing upstairs. And he just was a hard worker, I would tell you that. So, Paul, I hope that helps you out a lot, dude. I really do. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's a video that I think I needed to do just because I get a lot of questions about the economic downturn and the recession. But a recession will cause a flurry of evictions, and then foreclosures and commercial cleanouts, and just down the line. If you're able to survive, I also gave you 5 good tips on what to do and how to spend money and stuff. So if you didn't see this video at the first, go watch this video, because even some of the tips that you use are the tips that I use in the past. So I think it's very valuable information. I always say this. I always say this in every video. I wish that in 2004, when I really went serious with this job, doing junk removal, that I could get on YouTube and look at videos about junk removal. I wish that was so available to me, and it wasn't. I got serious with this YouTube stuff like in 2007, something like that, and I just started doing videos all the time and showing people what I was doing, how to do it. And it's funny because I see videos of people doing hot tubs all the time, and they're using Diablo blades, carbide. And they mention them in their videos, and they'll say, "Hey, I'm cutting up this hot tub. Thanks for Junk Guys." And I'm like, "Wow, dude!" And the video's like 8 years old, and I'm like, "Wow, that's a good compliment." He goes, "Junk Guys told me to use a carbide blade," and he's like in Illinois, and I'm like, "What?" And I want you to realize this also, that you'll see a lot of people, they're doing junk removal business videos. They're like, how to do how to make $5,000 in a day. How I made $350 in 30 minutes. Done that. Hey, I remember when I first got my first haircut too. You know what I mean? And people do these videos. How to grow and expand your business in the first year. Hey, that's cute. I remember when I started walking too. Old news, guys. This is old stuff. These are videos that I've had 15 years ago, okay? I have videos that go all the way back to that much time. So I wonder how everybody got their ideas to do these YouTube videos. So you're learning from the originator, the person who started doing these videos. I know there's a lot of people out there that love other people watching other videos and give tips, but I always tell you this: rather you have somebody that's a veteran tell you how it goes, or somebody that's just been doing it for the last 3 or 4 years or 2 years tell you how to run a business. I've dealt with thousands and hundreds of thousands of people on a yearly, over the last 10, 12 years, whatever. And this business comes so easy for me, man. It's such an easy business for me. But I hope y'all take the advice serious that I'm telling you about this recession. I've survived 3 of them. 3 of them. And every time they happen, my business peaked. And if the recession happens, I'm looking forward to it. I'm sorry I said that, but it's not going to be a downturn for my business, because everything is paid for. All my stuff is paid for. My trucks and my trailers. I don't owe anybody any money on that aspect of my business. Okay, guys? So anyway, don't forget, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if you have a chance, subscribe. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, did you know like 80% of the people that watch my videos aren't even subscribers to my channel? It's weird. I didn't know that. So there it is. Subscribe and tell your friends about my videos, and click the like button. It's somewhere up here, somewhere over there. I don't know where it's at. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for listening to the Junk Guys Junk Removal Service. Peace, guys.